subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for more interesting and bone-chilling stories.
When my sister was just 2 years old, my family and I would often find her in the attic, engrossed in play with her toy trains and engaged in seemingly animated conversations with an unseen presence. At first, we brushed it off as an innocent game with an imaginary friend, a common occurrence among young children. Little did we know that there was something far more unsettling at play. As time went on, my sister's behavior began to worry us. She would mention her friend's presence in unexpected places, such as our closet, the foot of our bed, and even at the top of the stairs. Each mention sent a shiver down our spines, planting seeds of unease in our minds. We couldn't help but wonder who or what our sister was truly interacting with. One fateful night, my mother decided to invite some friends over while my father was out of town. We gathered in the living room, engaged in light-hearted conversation, trying to dispel the mounting tension that had settled within our home. However, an eerie atmosphere lingered, as if the very walls were holding their breath, aware of the impending events. As the evening wore on, my sister's behavior grew increasingly erratic. She became fixated on the presence that had accompanied her for months, her eyes darting around the room as if following an invisible figure. Her whispers, barely audible, carried a sense of urgency and fear that sent chills down our spines. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, as if an unseen force had taken residence within our home. Shadows danced along the walls, their movements becoming more pronounced and menacing with each passing moment. The once familiar surroundings now felt alien and foreboding, their familiarity replaced by an unsettling aura. Suddenly, the lights flickered, casting the room into darkness for a brief moment before returning with an eerie glow. Panic ensued as we realized that something inexplicable was happening, something beyond our comprehension. The presence my sister had been interacting with had manifested itself before us, crossing the threshold between the imaginary and the real. A chilling silence settled over the room as we beheld the figure that stood before us. Its form was indistinct, a shapeless mass of darkness that seemed to absorb the very light around it. Fear clutched at our hearts, threatening to paralyze us as we grappled with the realization that the supernatural had invaded our lives. In that harrowing moment, my mother, fueled by a mother's instinctive courage, took swift action. She gathered my sister in her arms, shielding her from the malevolent entity that now occupied our space. With trembling hands, she ushered us out of the house, seeking refuge in the safety of our neighbor's home. From that night onward, our lives were forever changed. The house we had once called home became a place of haunting memories and restless spirits. We never returned, seeking solace in a new dwelling far removed from the dark secrets of our past. The memory of that night serves as a reminder that sometimes, the imaginary can be a conduit to the unknown, a glimpse into realms beyond our understanding. We carry with us the regret of not recognizing the warning signs sooner, of not heeding the subtle whispers that echoed through the halls. Our sister's encounters with the supernatural are a testament to the inexplicable forces that exist just beyond the veil of our reality, forever etching in our minds the consequences of venturing too close to the edge of the unseen. As a child, I was fascinated by the attic in our old Victorian house. It was a treasure trove of forgotten relics and mysterious artifacts. Among the dusty boxes and cobweb-covered furniture, I discovered an old doll, its porcelain face cracked and its once vibrant dress faded with time. Little did I know that this seemingly innocent find would unlock a haunting experience that would forever linger in my memories. At first, the doll became my constant companion. I would sit for hours in the dimly lit attic, engaging in imaginary tea parties and whispered conversations with my newfound friend. It was as if the doll had a life of its own, responding to my thoughts and gestures with an uncanny understanding. However, as days turned into weeks, strange occurrences began to unfold. I would wake up in the middle of the night, my heart pounding, only to find the doll sitting at the foot of my bed, its glassy eyes fixed upon me. Its presence became an unsettling constant, appearing in unexpected places throughout the house, a chilling reminder that I was not alone. My parents dismissed my claims, attributing them to an overactive imagination. But the unease persisted, growing more palpable with each passing day. Shadows danced along the walls, seemingly guided by an unseen hand. The atmosphere in the house became heavy, and an eerie silence settled over the once familiar rooms. One stormy night, as thunder roared and rain pelted against the windows, I decided to venture into the attic once again. The doll, now a source of both fascination and fear, awaited me, perched upon a dusty trunk. Its porcelain countenance seemed to bear a sinister smirk, as if it had been orchestrating the strange events that had plagued our lives. I cautiously reached out to touch the doll, my hand trembling with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Suddenly, a gust of wind rushed through the attic, extinguishing the solitary candle that illuminated the space. In the darkness, I felt a cold presence surround me, as if the very air had turned icy. Panic gripped my heart, and I instinctively knew that something malevolent had awakened. Whispers filled the attic, disembodied voices that seemed to emanate from every corner. The doll's previously cracked face now appeared seamless, its painted lips curving into a chilling smile. It levitated, suspended in midair, its eyes fixed on me with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. With every ounce of courage I could muster, I fled from the attic, the doll's haunting laughter echoing in my ears. I sought refuge in the safety of my parents' room, desperately trying to convey the terror that had befallen me. But they remained skeptical, dismissing my claims as mere nightmares. The following day, I made a decision. I gathered the doll, its once beautiful face now twisted with malice, and placed it in a box. With a heavy heart, I sealed it shut and buried it in the farthest corner of our garden, hoping to sever the sinister connection that had consumed my childhood. As time passed, the haunting experiences gradually faded, and our house returned to a semblance of normalcy. The memory of the doll, however, remained etched in my mind, a reminder of the thin veil between the seen and the unseen, and the dangers that lie in the forgotten corners of our existence. To this day, I wonder about the doll's origins and the dark forces it harbored. Its presence serves as a haunting reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed, hidden away in the depths of our past. The forgotten doll, with its malevolent presence and chilling influence, serves as a cautionary tale, a testament to the lingering power of objects imbued with darkness. It taught me the importance of recognizing the signs, of listening to that uneasy feeling deep within our souls when confronted with the inexplicable. Our house, once a sanctuary, was forever changed by the presence of that doll. It became a place of whispers in the night and shadows that danced even in broad daylight. My family and I eventually made the difficult decision to leave, seeking solace in a new home, far removed from the haunting memories of our past. But even now, years later, I can't shake the feeling that the doll's influence still lingers. Its memory serves as a reminder that we should never underestimate the power of the supernatural, the depths of the unseen that can encroach upon our lives when least expected. The forgotten doll's legacy lives on, not just in the remnants of our old house, but in my consciousness. It reminds me to tread carefully, to heed the warnings of the paranormal, and to respect the delicate balance between our world and the realm of the unknown. The attic had always held a sense of mystery in our old farmhouse. Its creaking floorboards and dusty air whispered tales of forgotten secrets and lost souls. But little did I know that venturing into that attic would unleash a true nightmare that would forever haunt my dreams. It started innocently enough. Curiosity pulled me towards the attic's hidden treasures, its allure too strong to resist. As I climbed the worn wooden stairs, a chill ran down my spine, as if unseen eyes were watching my every move. Ignoring the unease, I pushed open the attic door, unveiling a realm steeped in darkness. The moment I stepped inside, an overwhelming sense of dread enveloped me. The air turned heavy, and an eerie silence settled around me, broken only by the sound of my own racing heartbeat. I could almost feel the weight of unseen gazes upon me, as if the attic held an army of lingering spirits. But the lure of the unknown drew me deeper into the attic's depths. Amongst the old trunks and forgotten relics, I stumbled upon a weathered journal. Its pages, yellowed with age, revealed the tragic tale of a young woman who had met a horrifying demise within these very walls. Her restless spirit, the journal claimed, remained trapped in the attic, seeking redemption or revenge. With a shiver running down my spine, I closed the journal, suddenly aware of a presence beside me. I turned, and there she stood, the ghostly figure of the woman, her eyes filled with sorrow and anger. Paralyzed with fear, I could only watch as she reached out with ethereal hands, her voice a chilling whisper in the air. From that moment on, my life spiraled into a nightmare. The ghostly woman followed me wherever I went, her moans and wails echoing through the halls of our farmhouse. Doors slammed shut, objects levitated, and the once friendly atmosphere turned into a battleground between the living and the dead. Sleep became a distant memory as the ghostly encounters escalated. Shadows danced menacingly on my bedroom walls, their movements synchronized with the haunting cries that echoed through the night. I could feel the woman's desperate longing, her anger growing as she failed to find the peace she sought. Desperate for respite, I sought the help of paranormal experts who arrived armed with their tools of the trade. But even they were no match for the vengeful spirit that held our home captive. Their attempts to communicate with the ghost only intensified her wrath, and we found ourselves trapped in a battle between the living and the dead. The nights grew darker, the atmosphere more suffocating. Each passing day brought us closer to the brink of madness. Sleep-deprived and consumed by fear, I knew that something had to be done. Summoning every ounce of courage, I made a decision, a risky, desperate gambit to free both the spirit and our tormented souls. Guided by the journal's account, I conducted a ritual, a last-ditch effort to lay the ghost to rest. With trembling hands and a heart pounding in my chest, I ventured back into the attic, the very place where it had all begun. I followed the instructions meticulously, offering prayers and incantations in the hope of finding a resolution. As the final words left my lips, the air crackled with energy. A blinding light filled the attic, and in that moment, the spirit materialized before me. She no longer bore the look of anguish and rage, instead, a serene expression graced her ethereal face. With a faint smile, she vanished, leaving behind a sense of calm and an overwhelming feeling of release. The farmhouse, once plagued by the spirit's unrest, slowly regained its tranquility. The nights grew quiet, devoid of ghostly moans and eerie whispers. The attic, once a realm of darkness, now stood empty, its secrets laid to rest. In the aftermath of the haunting, a sense of relief washed over me. The nightmares that had haunted my every moment began to fade, replaced by a newfound sense of peace. But amidst the calm, a lingering question remained: was the spirit truly at rest, or would her presence resurface, seeking retribution for disturbing her eternal slumber? Only time would tell if the attic's dark chapter had truly come to a close. The memory of the haunting would forever leave its mark on my soul, a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the realm of the supernatural. And as I moved forward, I couldn't help but wonder if there were other spirits waiting in the shadows, biding their time, ready to unleash their own haunting upon the unsuspecting. The tale of the haunted attic serves as a chilling reminder that some places are better left undisturbed, their mysteries buried in the depths of time. It warns of the consequences of delving too deep into the unknown, as the line between curiosity and danger blurs. And for those who dare to venture into the darkness, may they be prepared to face the consequences of awakening the restless spirits that dwell within.